Fizzlethorpe Bristlebane and Khazak Thul came next to Norrath, and Brel met them, concocting a second pact with these latter gods, wishing another excuse to create more peoples into the world. Rallos Zek again watched from afar, determined to add to his creations as well. And this time, Brel convinced the warlord to join the pact, assuring him that it was indeed an appropriate time to fulfill his desires. Deep in the earth did Brel return to create the gnomes, resembling dwarves to some extent, yet more wiry and gnarled, consumed with tinkering with devices more so than their cousins. On the surface, away from the elves and giants, Bristlebane made the halflings, short and stubby folk, agile and with a propensity to meddle, and even pilfer at times. Khazak Thul, Lord of Fear, was drawn to the swamps and jungles of Norrath, and there created the greenskin trolls and reptilian lizard men. And Rallos Zek returned to the surface, pleased with his sanction to create even more peoples for his army. He made then the ogres, massive, unmovable beings of questionable intelligence, and the orcs, bred for battle and single-minded in their desire for conquest. By this time, those who are known as the elder races of Norrath had begun to expand and mature. Villages became cities, and cities became kingdoms. Several of the races became bent on expansion, and warfare became part of their developing cultures. And of all the races, it was the ogres who quickly proved the most interested in battle and plunder, and their empire grew outward from their mountain home until it eventually encompassed a large portion of Tenaria, largest of the known continents. Their knowledge of magic grew, as did their greed, until they became weary of only Norrath, and when they learned of other planes and dimensions, invaded the plane of Earth itself. Rallos Zek watched with pride as his creations challenged the gods of that realm, and when they eventually knew defeat, the warlord led a second invasion. The war that ensued shook the heavens and angered the greater gods. Through their combined might, Rallos Zek was finally thwarted and forced back to his domain, after which a great barrier to the planes of power was erected, denying entry to both the lesser gods and mortals as well. And then, in what some view as spite and others justice, the gods cursed the warlord's creations. Thousands of ogres were slain, and their empire collapsed around them. The giants were spread from one end of the earth to the other, forced to flee their homes as the gods brought snow and ice to their previously lush lands. And the goblins were also cursed, but no writings remain as to their punishment, as they no longer keep records of their history, which, perhaps, is an indication as to the severity of their curse. This began the Age of Monuments.